Welcome. Today we're walking through how TST drives sustainable change in schools. Our theory of change is grounded in the idea that empowering teacher leaders to lead collaborative, goal-oriented work with their colleagues creates measurable and lasting improvement in schools. Our goal is to equip educators to lead meaningful change at the school level, directly impacting students and teaching conditions. TLs lead this meaningful work with their impact teams. Let's look at what an impact team actually is. Teacher leaders apply to be teacher liaisons, or TLs. Once selected, they work to form an impact team. Each school and TL may be in a different place. This means that some TLs will already have their impact team members decided, while others might have to do some recruiting to determine who will be on their team. Each impact team includes at least 4 full-time staff, works towards one year-long goal, and uses TST's project cycle to complete the goal. Impact teams meet twice a month, and they collect data. This comes in the form of TST surveys twice a year. Some important things to note is that TST strives to be a support to TLs based on the work that they're already doing. This means that an impact team may organically not have 4 full-time school faculty. Maybe an impact team's goal has to do with second grade math, and there are only 2 other second grade math teachers. The team then might only be 3 people. This is absolutely okay. Again, the goal is to ensure that we're supporting the TL based on what is going to make the most sense for them. Who's on your team really does depend on what your goal is. If your goal is all staff culture, you may decide that you want to have one teacher leader, one impact team member from each grade level. If your goal has to do with 3rd grade science, maybe you'll just have the 3rd grade science teachers. Another thing to note related to the work that a TL is already doing is that based on a school schedule, an impact team may not meet twice a month. Maybe they'll meet once a month, but for a little bit longer. Again, all TST is concerned about is supporting a TL in the work that they are already doing and helping them move their projects forward. As long as the projects are moving forward, regardless of the pace, we're happy to make it make sense for each TL based on their specific school context. Our aim is to enact real lasting change in classrooms, for teachers, and ultimately for students. Now we'll dig into the heart of how TST impact teams operate, which is the project cycle. Each impact team works towards a shared goal that's created with the principal and TL and is aligned to the school's mission and vision. This could include the CIWP or strategic plan. A goal is broken into 2 to 5 shorter projects that happen over the course of the year. Each project follows a clear cycle: planning, executing, and reflecting. One project is completed at a time, and once a project is complete, the team moves on to the next project. This ensures the team stays focused, move intentionally, and are able to measure impact along the way. To dig into this a little bit deeper, the team forming stage kicks off the year and sets the foundation for the work ahead. Once it happens, it focuses on building the team, setting a year-long goal, and identifying potential projects, as well as securing admin buy-in. From there, teams enter the actual project cycle, which repeats throughout the year. Each project includes 3 phases: planning, executing, and reflecting. In planning, the team researches the needs, scopes the project, and assigns roles. In executing, most of the work here is happening outside of the meetings. Tasks are carried out, progress is tracked, and the TL checks in with the team at administration. Finally, in reflecting, the team evaluates the outcomes from the project, gathers feedback, shares learning with the school if applicable, and prepares for the next project. This cycle continues until the team achieves its year-long goal. To support this work occurring, each TL is assigned a hub. The first tab in the hub includes helpful links, and the very first link is the coaching notes form. Coaches use this to complete the coaching notes every time they meet with their TL. When you click on it, it leads you to a form. When coaches and TLs meet, it's incredibly important that you're both in front of a computer so that you can be taking notes and working together and looking at the same screen. Coaches will share their screen so that you're both able to be looking at the same spot. They'll use this form to complete their notes with their TL. The form includes the date of the meeting, the coach's name, the TL's name, and starts with a personal check-in, as it's incredibly important at TST that we are leading human first. Next, it's a team culture check-in. Next, you'll do strategic planning, in which you'll update your project plan, and you'll do that by clicking into your hub and looking at your project plan tab. We'll look at that in just a minute. Finally, you'll end the meeting with TL next steps and coach next steps. After the meeting is over, the coach has the option to include questions that they have for the group or insight that they have for the group. This is important because when I click back to the hub, the next link is the responses tab. This allows you to see all the coaching notes from every single coach and TL over the course of the year. This is really helpful because if coaches and TLs are working on similar projects, they can offer insight that they have for the group, or they can help answer questions that someone who might be working on something similar might have. Coming all the way back to the hub again, we've just looked at the coaching notes form and the coaching notes responses form. The next tab is the project plan tab. When you click on it, it takes you to your project plan. TLs will first add in their year-long goal. They already drafted this in the onboarding form, so they can choose to copy and paste it directly from there, and there's a link. Or if a TL's goal has changed, there's some prompts that will help them to rewrite the goal. If you keep scrolling down, you'll see a space for each project that you will complete over the course of the year that will lead you towards your year-long goal. We ask that TLs complete at least 2 projects, but TLs have in the past completed up to 5. It's up to you, and again, what specifically you'll need to do to accomplish your goal. You'll spend time in the summer and fall drafting your full year project plan. That means you'll decide the name of the project, the goal of the project, and include quantitative metrics when possible. These are numbers. The project timeline, the project outcome when it's complete, and if it's helpful, any links that you may need to use to organize yourself as you're working through this. Again, you'll draft the full year plan, and then you'll start in October with project 1. Once the project is up and running, you'll click on the project stage, and you'll add in what stage you're at. TLs and coaches will update this project plan tab every single time they meet. You'll move through your first project from planning to executing to reflecting, and once it's complete, you'll click complete, and you'll move on to your next project, which again will have already been drafted. Important note that this is a living document. This means that if you've drafted your full year plan and then something changes, you can feel free to redraft it. Our goal is, again, to support you in the work that you're already doing. At the very end of the year, you'll be asked, did you achieve your goal with the drop-down menu? And then you'll have some space to write a reflection on your goal achievement. Clicking back to the first tab, which is helpful links, you have the project plan summary. That is the cycle that we saw in the previous slide, just as a reminder if it's helpful. And then back to the helpful links again. There is a completed project plan for your reference. It shows you what a completed project plan will look like at the end of the year. This can be incredibly helpful for you as you're drafting out your full year plan to see what it will look like. Coming back to the helpful links tab, you have the calendar. This is the full year calendar, and it's a great way to look ahead at what's coming next for TST. There's a resource bank, which has a ton of helpful resources for TLs as they lead their teams. These topics are organized, these resources are organized by topics. And then finally, you have the leadership rubric and survey questions. These are the questions that TLs and their teams will be asked on the TST, MOI, and EOI surveys. TST empowers one teacher, the teacher liaison, whose leadership of an impact team sparks school-wide change. Well, each team will tackle its own goal based on what that school needs, include improving math scores or clarifying promotion criteria. The broader purpose is cultural, building a school where teachers feel empowered, trusted, and collectively responsible. Through this work, TST fosters lasting change for schools, for students, and for communities. We are incredibly excited to dive into this work together this year.